Welcome back to the podcast, and you're listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I have my fam bam. Say hey, y'all.
Yo,
Hey,
happy Monday,
guys.
happy Monday.
So what's goody?
What is good, guys?
Now you tell me, man.
I'm
that look
back.
like that.
I'm back from my trip. I went to
Nice.
North Carolina.
How was that?
Oh my god, it was beautiful, man. I went to go see family. It was just like a chill vacay. And I saw my sister. She built a townhome down there, so I haven't seen it since she actually finished it. I see my cousins. Everybody has homes down there, so it was really cool to see how everybody has graduated from the apartment scenery to now their homes, and made it a house into a home.
Moving up.
Yeah, I
so-
seen you post a video of the neighborhood. I was like, yo, that's official out
The
there.
neighborhood was
It's nice.
so nice, and like my sister's backyard had like a little hill back there, and I just thought it was cool. I didn't realize North Carolina is hilly, like Georgia. And so she said she actually wanted to live in that neighborhood since she first moved to North Carolina over probably about a decade now.
Oh wow.
And it was a neighborhood that she had prayed like she want to live there one day.
Wow.
And so I said, how crazy is that? That just go to show you when you know what I'm saying? You have a dream and you manifest on your dreams and work hard, you can actually fulfill it. So yeah, so went and chilled out there. The weather was actually nice. I thought it was gonna be freezing because I bought everybody freaking my daughter Uggs, and we really didn't even need them. Even though everybody wears Uggs out there and pink outfits, I got tired of seeing pink and Uggs. But I kind of fit right in. But it was cool. It had an up north vibe, but a down south vibe at the same
I
time.
just want to ask you, like, what is North Carolina like? Like, I've been, like, I always, when I'm driving to New York, of course, you always have to go through. But I've never stopped in North Carolina to actually see what it's like.
It's so nice. I think it had a little bit of a combination of like Georgia. It had a combination of Florida. Obviously not the Florida weather, but it's cold there. It gets cold, but then they get a little bit of the warmth too.
Yeah.
But then like the swag of the people, like you've seen dudes that fitteds on and your Timbs and then. But then you have a southern vibe. Yeah. So, and I believe it's kind of like a state that I think a lot of young minorities go there like for entrepreneurship. So, you do well there.
Okay.
So it kind of reminds you like how Georgia would be. But I think Georgia's a little overrated if you ask me my opinion. So North Carolina is just like a step down from that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's cool. I've been wanting to live there for years now, and I still haven't made it there yet. So.
What city?
My sister actually lives in Concord, which is maybe like 15 minutes outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
And so, just real nice neighborhood. So I just, relaxed while I was there, and pretty much about it.
Okay.
So,
Well, I had a pretty amazing week again.
yes, Lord. tell us, shit, honey.
So, it started off slow. I'm still doing the shout outs and nothing has, took off like that one, but I'm still going to continue to do it. But, every time when you just feel like not giving up, but kind of like, well, maybe nobody's listening to it no more.
Right.
So I went to a power breakfast.
The one that you forgot me?
I didn't forget. I told you about it and you didn't purchase your ticket. I made sure I put the link and everything. I said,
That's right. I know how that go though, because I had to give you props though, because you can't let one person, next man, mess up your blessings. So I was like, I would have just like, listen, I told you about it, you ain't come.
And I almost messed up my own blessings. I bought the ticket and everything's Friday. I was laying in the bed like, yo, I don't feel like I'm going. I don't feel like going. And then I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna go. And then when I got up, when I was like, yo, you paid your $25, you don't got no money to waste. So I got up and I went, but I'm happy I went. So it was a lady named Lakeisha Ross. She's a doctor. It was 4 different women on the panel, amazing women on the panel. But the specific one that just took the cake for me, Dr. Lakeisha Ross. I'm telling you, son, she was like speaking to my heart, son, I swear. And her topic was on branding and, advertisement and stuff like that. So that was her, because her thing is, she's a brandologist. So we were in there and she was...
A brandologist does what?
Like, I guess she is like an expert on branding, like she's an expert on branding and how to brand and advertise and, what you need to do to kind of like, because, for example, okay, so when she was, after she was done talking, she asked for any questions. So I was the first question, I was like, I did the video for the lady, and she asked me to start to manage her Facebook page, like continue to do, but I don't know nothing about advertising on that level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was asking her, what do I need to do? Like, what do I research? And I was like, and then I started going into, I did the video. Now, mind y'all, I felt so good. I was like on cloud nine. I was still on cloud nine. So when I was talking and everybody realized that it was me, they was like, yo.
They recognize you?
They didn't recognize me. When I started talking about the video, everybody was like, everybody's pens went down. They was like, yo, that was you? I was like, yeah. And everybody was like, oh my God. Yo, and then the lady was like, honey, she said, honey, the wig I got on right now, I bought it from that store.
Word.
She was like, honey, your video, it led me right to the store.
That's what I'm talking about.
And she was like, I bet you don't even know what you did right. I said, nah, I don't know what I did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you even told, last episode, you was like, what did you do
to make it,
to make it pop? She was like, yo, everything you did right. She said, every element. She said, because maybe if you would have did the video and you didn't have pictures, she said, I wouldn't have watched it. If you didn't have like the video and then the video of the wigs and the pictures, she was like, every element made it right. And then she said, like, in the time that we're in, where, black business, minorities, everybody trying to step up.
Right.
She was like, it just was something about the timing when you post that video that it just took off. But she was like, and I didn't even know, it's funny, you don't know who you're talking to. She actually commented and actually wrote on my page. She was like, I went to the hot spot. She was talking about the story. She was like, I went to the hot spot and I loved it. It was clean. The lady was nice, like she did. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for your review. Whatever. Meantime, I didn't even know that I was talking to this lady who's now in front of me. So she was like, she wanted to tell me or message me and tell me, like, you don't know what you just did. But she said that she felt like I wouldn't understand. So she said she didn't say nothing, and she said it's crazy how now you're here right now, and I can tell you, yo, you did an amazing thing. And she was like, everybody in the room was like, I mean, it just felt so good. Like, just everybody dropped their pen, and they was like, oh snap, that was you. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a crazy feeling. People were, after the fact, everybody wanted my, I don't have a business card, but I told them I'm new to the game. Yeah, right. I said I'm new to the game, not true to the game. You know what I'm saying? So everybody asked me for my business card. This one lady, she has a magazine company. She was like, yo, she having an event and she need me to be on the panel. Like, what? Like, what I'm doing?
Yes.
What? Like, I'm like, okay. So I gotta hit her up tomorrow so we can talk about it. The doctor, Dr. Ross, she hit me up, you know what I'm saying? I'm in an elevator, you know what I'm saying? I got a doctor name stored in my phone, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Elevate, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, yo, we gotta do lunch next weekend. She took my number. She texted me right there. She said, let me text you right now to make sure we got the right information. And she was like, remember, we doing lunch because we need to, we need to talk. I'm gonna see how that conversation go, or whatever the case may be. But I'm super excited. Like, God is opening up so many doors, and I just
like that.
It's just coming. It's just coming. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I went to that breakfast and I was like, I'm going by myself. I'm not gonna have nobody to like talk to or whatever. But immediately when I got there, I met this girl named Ronita. She's a journalist. She actually just moved out here from Chicago, and she has her own. I wouldn't say her own radio show. I'm not 100% sure because we didn't get to go in depth. But she even talked about, having me on the show or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that one event, I connected with so many people. So guys, y'all better be ready because it sounds like the sky's the limit from here. If I play my cards right and, make the right moves, it's like we could really we could really move. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's a blessing.
Again, I want to thank y'all for believing in my vision.
It's your
and coming on with me to just be a part of the podcast. Because y'all never know. I really feel it in my heart. Like, it's really going to take off. And I'm super excited, and I'm just so grateful.
But you see what happens when you listen to the voice of the Most High.
Obedience.
And you're obedient.
You're right, because I was telling one of the girls if they had chills. Because I was like, on the way to the lady hair store before I made the shout out, I was driving to the hair store and I was battling within myself. Should I ask the lady or tell the lady about the black owned business shout out? Should I tell her about it? And I'm battling like, nah, I'm not going to tell her. I'm just going to go in there and see this story. And I'm like,
that voice speaks.
Yeah, but that voice was saying, you need to speak up. You
yeah.
need to advertise your podcast. If you want your podcast, you need to talk about it. Don't be afraid. And that's what my mind, as I'm going to the shop, that's what I'm going through in my head. And when I got there, like I said last week, the lady was so pleasant. She was so nice that it just came out. Like, I do a black-owned business. And again, I did it different this time. I did the video. I never do that.
You know what's so crazy? You said that, and as I'm sitting here listening to you, I'm like, that's so crazy. So even when you started the podcast, the crazy thing is, I think when you started doing the shout outs, and I said to myself one day, I'm gonna start taking the video and I don't know if you remember I mentioned it because I was like, I'm gonna start going to like different people and like videoing and just saying what they do,
right.
and then talk about and advertise the business. But I kind of slipped away from it because I was like, that might be too much. Maybe some people ain't gonna want to, their stuff profiled, and then that's gonna be to ask, can I video you and put you on my, you know what I'm saying?
That's free advertising.
But I said, what's so crazy is now I'm listening, so I'm like, wait a second, that's exactly what you did.
Right.
And I literally proved them because I'm like, we were doing the shout outs, and I said, you know what? And actually, I don't know, I'm trying to think back now because I was saying, I think there was one thing I did, and I said, I'm just going to start talking about people. So I think initially, though, it started from you saying, okay, we're going to do the shout outs and just big up people's stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start just putting it out there, but I want to go to everybody's site and just start like saying, hey, let me video you. And then, because I think people need to see what's really going on, what the people have to for service. So I thought about doing that too, but I'm like, how crazy. Now I'm just sitting here thinking like, yo, you are obedient. And that's what goes to show you when sometimes we won't really progress if we stop our own selves. We be dream they call it dream killers, but sometimes we our own dream killers because you know you to do something, but you're afraid. You're afraid to take that initial step, and you're like, yo, you think of all the what ifs, the should, the woulda, coulda, if this happened, and then you fall back on it instead of just jumping into it and doing it. And then so what? If it doesn't go there, at least you tried it. You know what I mean? So look how the obedience took you from this step. And it seems small. Something simple.
Mad simple.
Something mad simple.
Yeah.
And from here to there. And before you know it, bam. And everything will connect itself.
And that's what's been happening.
Connect itself. Even down to the darn documentary you did. All of that's going to come back.
Because you know what? I think the therapist that was that James had got. I believe the therapist was at the
event.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think she was at the event as well, but I didn't recognize her because I think James must have seen a post or something and asked if she was, But I still don't know who she's talking about. I have to go on her. We're friends on Facebook now since that event, but I gotta go in and see exactly who she is. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to him today and I was saying, the documentary is what started to give me the courage.
Right.
Because when I did that documentary, it felt so liberating, but it was like, you can't stop here. Like, I felt like I had to keep doing something. Like, this was so big, you know what I'm saying, to me.
Moving.
I just felt like, I gotta keep going. I gotta do something else. And, for a while I was sitting on the podcast idea. And I just was like, let me just do it, and from there, and when we went on the cruise, we talked about prayer and, stuff like that. And from the cruise, I've been heavy on my prayer. Like, I've been praying, daily, and stuff like that. And ever since I made that extra step with the prayer, because through my prayer, I've been asking, like, God, if the podcast don't take off, just at least open opportunities through it.
Amen.
And it's been so many opportunities open up. Like, y'all don't understand how many opportunities that one breakfast, the power breakfast, you don't know how many opportunities that has led me to. Like, I'm super excited about the future because I got so many connections, and I'm calling that lady tomorrow. Like, okay, so what you talking about? What panel? Let me need to know. I'm trying to be on there. Like,
be
for real.
Obedient. I'm telling you.
Continue being obedient.
Right.
Continue whatever stuff you are refraining from, whatever you gave up, whatever you sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
This is what sacrifice does. Mm-hmm. And I would encourage you to continue to sacrifice.
Amen.
And that's a blessing. That is encouraging myself. Because I know I need to sacrifice certain things in my life to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm second on that, Jason, because I feel like I done slid off. Like, you know what I mean? I'm catching myself like, okay, after the documentary and then going along with graduating from ministry, and I'm like, all right, now I catch myself sometimes a little too comfortable.
Right.
And you know, you want it. But obviously, it's like I have to ask myself, well, how bad do I want it?
Right.
Because I'm talking about it, but am I really being about it? You get so in my mind too as well. You even showing me, you bringing it just like Jason said. You bringing me like, yo, all right, listen. You see what I'm saying? You need to be obedient. You need to keep up with what's going on, and maybe I also need to sacrifice. Not even maybe. I need to sacrifice a few things in order to keep on this journey. Right. Because my thing is, once God places you. When he places you on this special pathway that he put you on, and as long as you follow and you trust in him, you be like the things that can you be amazed at things that can actually happen and take place. And I've seen that for myself. That's why I tell people I may not preach God to people the way I need to, but I feel like I understand some people are not into it like that. You know?
Right.
But for me, I've seen so much stuff for myself. I really don't need to feed you anything. I'm just going to sit there and tell you, this is what happened to me. Right. So you could take it for what it is. This is the truth. This is what happened for me. And this is what God has done for me. And so he's opened many doors that he could have easily closed, you know? Right. But I'm just telling you, the obedience, what you're doing right now is excellent. It's going to open up major opportunities for you, and you're going to grow. You're going to see. I told you by next year this time, you're going to expand in ways you never knew you could expand, and just by you being obedient and following what God has placed on your heart, and listen to the Holy Spirit. Continue to listen to the Holy Spirit, and continue your prayer like you're doing. Continue talking to God, and once you do your half, he already has the rest done for you. You know what I mean? Don't let nothing stop you. No one tell you any different. Don't even let yourself stop you, because there's gonna be times you're gonna probably say, you know what? Nah, that's maybe that's not. Just like you went into the store, like, nah, maybe not. But you gotta bind that. You bind that enemy and tell him not today. Right. Because the path that God has me on right now, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna fulfill it, and I'm going in and I'm gonna do what I need to do.
And with God, all things.
All things.
All things are possible. You know what I'm
saying?
Everything is impossible.
Today I was in the shower. I was praying in the shower, and that's when it just came to me. Tasha, go to the Magic Mall and go get your shirt made.
Yeah,
go get it. Go get your shirt made. Create your YouTube channel for the podcast. For that portion of it. Because as I was listening to the different women that were talking, they was like, listen, to make money, you have to have several different platforms. You have to be doing several different things. Right. You can't just lean on one thing. You got to dabble in so many different things in order to make revenue, to profit. Right. And I swear each female, they just shed so much light on the things that I needed to hear to understand. All right, boom, Tasha, you doing a podcast? You're gonna go do the Miss Black Wall Street, brand that, and then I'm gonna do the film. I'm going to Jersey to do the film with my brother. So and that's the biggest thing. That's what you're saying. Don't let yourself I'm like, sometimes I'm thinking to myself, Tasha, who do you think you are? Like, you finna try to, you know what I'm saying? But I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I can do it.
Do all things through Christ.
And remember, whatever you want to do, you can. Like, you can't, nothing could stop you.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 99% of the times when we fail to do something, it's not when we fail at something, because that means you tried.
Right.
When we fail to do something, is because we were our own enemy.
Right.
Right? And I just want to leave an inspirational thing real quick. It's by Les Brown. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after the thing that you want, with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern tenacity, if neither cold, poverty, famish, or gulf, sickness, or pain, or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want. If dogged and grim, you have been besieged and besetted, with the help of the Most High God, you will get it.
Yes.
So whatever your mind conceives, you could do it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm telling myself. I said, if God plant this idea in my head, that means I can do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I keep telling myself, don't. I'm slowly buying up the gear to go out there to do the filming, and I'm like telling myself, Tosh, just keep writing down your ideas. My brother is super excited. I'm excited. I feel like this project is gonna be so dope.
It's gonna be dope.
So y'all keep me in y'all prayers as I go to Jersey to try to do something that I would never think that was possible for me. You know, like it's just everything is just y'all just don't understand, just flowing. And y'all don't understand the struggle, you know, as being a single mom, especially young, the struggles that you have to face daily is ridiculous. And to, you know, Talene 14, and I told her when I came back from the breakfast yesterday, I was so excited. You know, I was telling her, Talene, things are going to change for us. Because Talene been through it with me. Yeah. Me and Talene, you know, Sky not so bad because I'm a little bit better. I have a little bit more grip.
Yeah. But
with Talene, we've been through the water. We went through the storm. We went through everything together, and it's like hard out there to be a single mom. And you know, when you working, it's so hard to fulfill your dreams because you so tied into that 9 to 5. Right. And you know, almost each female that was on that platform, they said they had to walk away from that 9 to 5 to fulfill
and you gotta trust that too. You gotta be able to be like, all right, when I walk away, this is my bread and butter. Especially if you have kids and it's the only income coming in. You have to trust yourself and make sure you make a. Now that's one of them things you go out there and tell somebody, I'm about to walk away from my job because I want to do this, and that's that one family member or that friend. You kidding me? Right. Like that's stupid. Like why would you do that? But see, that's when you got to tell yourself and believe in yourself, and that same energy, that same faith you got in your. Keep that, and you be the same people that tell you that was a dumb idea. Be like, well, shoot, you did it.
You see all the energy. You work hard. You go to work every day, 8 o'clock in the morning, punching in, working hard. You working to make this dude rich.
Yes,
exactly.
Use that same energy and put it into yourself.
There you go.
Look at Michael Baisden. He was I think he was a train conductor in I think in New York, and he walked off. He didn't know what he was going to do, but he walked off and did his thing. And look at Michael Baisden now. He's this dude on the radio. You know what I'm saying? He left the radio for a few years and came back. People still want him. He's still wanted. You know what I'm saying? You have to invest in self. Invest in self, man, because you'll never make it working a 9 to 5. You'll never become rich. You never become wealthy working a 9 to 5.
Stagnant. Yeah. They keep you stagnant. They keep you knowing that you need that to, you know, to survive. And in order to, so I gave myself a time frame, and I'm just gonna be working in this time within that time frame to be able to like say, okay, boom, I can step away and know, you know, just timing. It's about timing. I'm not gonna feel myself and make moves before time. But I do have a goal on how long I'm gonna go ahead and just, branch off and kind of like live my dreams. It's time. Like, it's crazy because a few months ago I was like, I know this guy, this older guy, and we met him. I was struggling. It's like 10 years later, and I'm still struggling. And this man is, living his life, married, this and that, just financially stable, and I'm still in the same place. And I remember he always told me everybody got their time to shine. Mm-hmm. And I just thought a few months ago, like, God, when is my time? Yeah. Like, this man known me for like 10 years, and I'm still literally in the same position he left me. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, I'm still struggling. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, when is my time to shine? But it's all about timing. It's all about patience. It's all about just trusting, trusting in him. And I just, like I said, guys, y'all just don't understand.
But remember, there's a process. Mm-hmm. And nothing comes overnight.
Right.
And sometimes everything is meant to be the way it is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes God needs you to go through certain things. Especially when we hop off that path and we didn't follow it correctly the way we were supposed to.
Right.
And when you do that, you'll still get to the end. It's just that the process takes much longer.
Right.
So sometimes we add things to our life, well, shorten it too, but we add stuff to it. Mm-hmm. And so the ending, the happy ending to your story was still to come. It's just that with the obedience, you finally got it.
Right.
So now the fulfillment will come. You just stay on it,
Everything's like a test.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You are not going to progress until you pass this test.
Right.
This particular step. Mm-hmm. That test. You got to pass that test before you could move on to the next level.
Because to see how bad you want it.
Right. And you know what? I think for those who listen to the podcast religiously, like even before Jason and Tasha came on, it's like I've been on a journey, and as I've been on a journey, I've been discussing it, like even when I was talking about my phone cleanse and all these different things that I was doing, and I was doing it, like it was hard for me to say, all right, I'm gonna clean out my phone and delete everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to have somebody you could hit up and be like, yo, what's up, big head? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, big head? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, these things are distractions.
Right.
Yo, you ain't even
exactly.
lying.
And when I got rid of all those distractions, it's like, okay, see, I got rid of it, and it was like, I'm serious about it. I got rid of it, and I didn't go back to it. And even when I felt like I was meeting people coming into my life, and I feel like, okay, yo, you're not for me, delete. Block. I wasn't keeping a hold of nothing, like letting everything go, and I just was just like focusing, like, okay, boom, what you want to do, Tasha? What you want? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started to focus on my wants. And when it just started with the podcast, that was the first thing. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to start a podcast, and I did it. And I feel like from there, it's like the doors has been opening. So, guys.
Well, I'm definitely going to be following your lead.
Girl, yes.
And get with it,
but
because
the first step is that you can admit.
You have, mm-hmm. You have to admit it, that you have fallen off the path. And I feel like I am swaying, because let me tell you guys, when you on that spiritual path, you got to fight flesh every day, day and night. Mm. I'm talking about all kinds of distractions. And I have to admit, I've had all types of distractions. Let me tell you, distractions coming from left and right. Mm. And I've had to tell myself, sometimes God got to slap me back in order to let me know that, hello, I'm running things. It ain't you, honey. Mm-hmm. It's me. And he might do it with anything. He could do it with finances. He could do it with health. He could do it with anything. when I was going to North Carolina, actually on my way there, I didn't even tell you, but I had a whole heap of anxiety. Like, I used to deal with anxiety back in the days, and it's like it's trying to come back. And I know that's the enemy, because with anxiety, it kind of cages you up. You know what I mean? It makes you not want to go out and do anything. And as crazy as it seems, I'm doing all these vacations and stuff, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm finding myself like, well, even to come to Jersey with you, I'm like, well, I don't want to fly. I'm scared. Like, where's all of this coming from?
Right.
And me and my sister was talking today about it. She said, Tasha, that's the enemy. And I said, I know, because it's like I've been dealing with it lately. And going to North Carolina, I was sick on the plane. Like, I wanted to holler. Like, I wanted to tell him to pull over real quick. Let me get out and get some air, and then take back off. But I was sick. I wanted to throw up. And I'm like, where's all this coming from? You know, I had an issue going on where I felt like it was like a health issue where my hands and my legs were swelling. I don't know if I told you like before I was leaving, and it had me frantic because I'm like, you know, it wouldn't go down. And you know, I got in North Carolina. One of my cousins is a doctor, so you know, I was telling him how I felt and such, and he was like, "Look, Tasha, you just overthinking.
Right.
If anything, something going on, but you just overthinking it. You need to just calm down." And he told me I was just overdoing it. Like for one, I was just drinking, overloading myself with water. You know, thinking I had to flush whatever was going on to flush it out. And he said, just calm down. You know, calm down and breathe and pray about it. And I'm saying to myself, how is it that everybody else is telling me this, and these are things I already should know? This is what I graduated from a spiritual ministry class to tell other people this is going through this. How is it it's being told to me? And as soon as when I told myself, okay, calm down and drunk less water, the symptoms went away. And I said, okay, I dealt with it. Now I'm dealing with this new thing where my legs and stuff is locking up, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I had to say to myself, you know what, Satan? You're not going to get the best of me. And you're trying to, I think he's trying to cage me up, so I feel like I can't do nothing. But God, again, has the final say so. Because he's also using this, because, you know, God, he doesn't do anything, but he allows certain things. And so I feel like he's allowing to say, look, again, you got to come back to me. I gotta kind of sit you down a little bit and slow you down, let you know you could be having all the fun in the world, but I got your health, I got your finance, I have everything in my hands. So I need you to recognize me. And so I had to bring it back. I had to bring it back and say to myself, you know, slow your roll and remember the path that you're on, and remember who you owe your obedience to. And remember the reasons why anything happens is because of the man upstairs, the higher power. And, you know, so this whole experience, even with yourself, like you just going through all of this, I'm just watching it and I'm like, yo, I really need to sway my little butt back on that pathway, because believe me, you don't want to prolong anything. You want to get to that destination. So distractions, I myself got to learn how to just say no and cut them out. You know what I mean? So
what about you, Jason?
Yo, I can't have fun, man. Some things have been happening with me as well. I'm not gonna mention anything like right now, but some things have been popping, and I'm very excited. Some life-changing things. You know what I'm saying? So I will be speaking more on that in the very near future. I'll let y'all know what exactly what's going on. But just like you, and real talk, I need to get rid of distractions as well. I haven't been on it like I have been in the past, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, God still has let me know that he hasn't forgot about me. And doing some, you know, some wild stuff, you know what I'm saying, to let me know. And I praise him for that. I praise him for that. But I'll let y'all know in the very near future what's been going on.
Amen to that.
Yes, that's just great. I'm just happy that we all, you know, we got our little things going on. And, you know, Tasha, like I said, I feel like the first step is just knowing that you are deviating from the goal. But the fact that you can point it out and realize, all right, boom, you know, I need to get back on track. That's an amazing thing.
And I mean, the thing is, yo, we're human. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna deviate at some point. But we fall down.
Will we get up?
You know what I'm saying? Get back up. Yo, it's so easy to deviate. We're human beings. But you always gotta remember, yo, get back up again, man.
That's the thing. When we fall or when we fail, the biggest thing is to realize it and just get back up and keep going. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't sit back and say, oh my God, I fell off. Now I got, you know, this, you know, whatever. I'm not worthy, you know, whatever. Nah, get yourself up. Keep going. I think one of the ladies that spoke yesterday, that was one of the things she was talking about. When you make a mistake, the best thing is to do is to acknowledge the mistake and keep going. Don't let the mistake hinder you from continuing down what you need to do. So you know, we just, like Jason said, we human, man. And I know, like, we gonna fail at certain things, but at least you trying.
Right. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. It matters how many times you got back up after that. So
yes.
Yeah, you fell 7, get up 8.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So guys, I'm excited, Tasha. I hope, you know, I don't know if you're gonna be able to come to Jersey, but I'm telling you, like, my family is so popping.
I need to come. I need y'all to sit
like
there prayers for me out there.
Like they ratchet?
No, not ratchet. Like, they popping like the family is so close knit.
Okay, all right.
They're so close knit, and we always doing something, and they know how to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my family know how to have fun. Like, you would legitly leave Jersey and would be in love with the whole family. Like, they're just so dope. Like, I love it. So
I need everybody out there to pray off this anxiety that I'm going through, so I can get back on these planes. Because I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm taking all these trips and anxiety want to try to take over. The devil is a liar, honey. The devil is a liar. So I need to, right? I need to get on this plane. I need to get on this plane.
You did good.
So
we did. I mean, that's all I have today, y'all.
Go ahead and wrap it up.
Y'all want to wrap it up? So I just want to say again, just be thankful, be obedient, and go after your dreams.
Yes.
Yo, if you got something that you want to do it. I'm like living proof that you can do whatever you set your mind to. If that idea was planted in your head, that means you are capable of doing it. So just follow your dreams. Like, does anybody else have anything to say? Y'all got the Black Owned Business shout out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, as a matter of fact.
You got one, Tosh?
I don't know if I have one, but I can find one real quick.
Well, Jason, since you got yours, me and Tasha gonna try to get our life together.
Alright. So my Black Owned Business shout out for this week is actually the brother of my sister, who I told y'all about last week.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Dwayne Carrington. Last week, his sister, who I shout out, her name was Danielle Carrington. This week is Dwayne Carrington. He owns a business called C.I. Designs. That's C.I. Designs, based out of Atlanta. If you are in the city of ATL and you need a home theater done, if you need speakers in your house, if you have a facility, a church, a gym, office space where you need high-tech speakers, TVs, if you need security systems installed, and he doesn't do it on a small level, so this is like at your house and all that, he's so far past that. This is at big facilities and stuff like that. He's worked for people like industry people. What's one man's name? One of the biggest songwriters.
Not Neo.
Nah. Bump and grind, you know all that.
R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's done a lot of jobs for R. Kelly. He's done so many jobs in the city of Atlanta. But if you go to Instagram, look up CI Designs, you will see his work. Like, when I say his work is like on point, he's a perfectionist. So yeah, if you need anything like that done, check out CI Designs. He's the best in Atlanta in his craft. So check out Dwayne Carrington, CI Designs.
Nice. And you had gave Instagram. We can find him on Instagram.
On Instagram, let me check him out.
And meanwhile, while y'all doing that,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a shout out to Kia's Party Passions. She's on Instagram as k.divine. And she does events and parties. And basically, as her IG states, I can custom design or create just about anything you can dream up. It's all in the details. So she's currently serving, if you are in the Orlando, Florida area, that's where she's located. Again, it's Kia's Party Passions. under K.Divine.
Okay. All right, guys. So I pulled up his Instagram. I apologize. It is CI Design AV. CIDESIGNAV. CIDESIGNAV. That is his Instagram. His website is CIDesignAtlanta.com. CIDesignAtlanta.com.
Okay. And this one is not.
That was mad loud, yo.
Listen, we had to get it right. I figured that. You know, there ain't no whispering with mics.
Right, my bad. I was trying to get this right.
Sorry, we're trying to get the name right.
Right, because I don't want to mess it up. You said
never. They want to mash up again.
But this one is just a shout out. I just want to shout out Nikisha Samuels. She is the one that hosted the Power Breakfast. And again, it was an amazing event. So big up to her. Thanks again for throwing that event, because it was everything for me. So yes, again, it was the Power Breakfast. We had Lakeisha Ross, Christina Marsco, Courtney Shaw, KK Hart, and Brandy Ortiz were the women on the panel, and it was just amazing. So shout out to her again for her event, the Power Breakfast. Hashtag, what's the hashtag? Hashtag running in heels. So
that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about right there. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
And yo, you know what? We never acknowledged it on the podcast, but this was Women's Empowerment Month or Women's Month, whatever.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so shout out to all the women. I know it's the end of the month. I love women.
Yeah,
I love women.
I love you.
My mother's a woman. You know what I'm saying?
God.
So yo, I have this special place in my heart for women, man.
Yes.
So shout out to all the women, powerful. Continue to stand up. Do what you do. Continue to be strong.
Yes.
Continue to be strong.
Yes, Jason. Thank you. So guys, thanks so much for listening. Again, thanks for everyone that's been just rocking with us each week. Listening as we grow as a team, grow individually. Thanks so much, and just keep listening. Again, if you have any questions and concerns, you can hit us up at thetravelingpantsofasinglemom@gmail.com, or you can follow our Instagram page, The Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And that's it.
Peace
Once
out.
again, I'm not a single mom, just a male perspective. All right.
Thanks for listening.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Sing one time. One time.
I don't know the word. Go ahead. You got it.
You know what I'm saying.